Mr. Beans, yeah, I need to regenerate. I'm about to go off like I'm the Avatar state, and I can say
It's been about 3 months since the news came out that AT&T would be selling Crunchyroll to Sony, and that was a pretty major announcement. It's a major thing because for Western audiences, there are really only two mega giants in the anime streaming industry. There of course are other apps, but the two big ones are Crunchyroll and Funimation. But of course, Funimation is more than just a streaming service. They do many more things, but they still are a big player with streaming. Why does Funimation matter with this situation? Well, because a few years ago Funimation was bought by Sony. This is why Funimation's deal with Crunchyroll to be on their anime app Verve had to end and Funimation had to be taken off that app. It was a sad day for anime fans because we no longer had an app with both of their libraries of anime. Now, I did make a video back when this was first announced explaining all the plausible outcomes of this purchase and what it meant for us anime fans, and if I went over all of that again, we would have way too much repetitive content on our hands. So if you haven't heard all of that information from that previous video, I would recommend checking that out for the full information. But for this video, I'm going to provide an update on where we are now with this situation. Firstly, it was already confirmed that Sony was putting the higher ups at Funimation in charge of Crunchyroll. Usually when a parent company acquires the competition of another company they already own and they put that company in charge of their competition, that competition company just stops existing. But like many of you have pointed out, nothing has changed. You can still go on Crunchyroll and Funimation separately right now. Crunchyroll is even still a part of the HBO Max app, which is owned by AT&T. Well, the thing is right now it's just making a little under 3 months since they made the purchase. When companies make purchases like this, things don't change straight away. Even though they've made the purchase, it will still most likely take close to a year at least for that to be approved by certain governments around the world, and considering we're in a pandemic, it might take even longer. The reason why they do this is because monopoly laws exist, and it's unlikely, but there still exists a possibility the purchase will not be approved. So right now, while it's not approved, Crunchyroll will do business as usual. In another video, we went over why there's a likely chance we might see many or even possibly all Crunchyroll original anime get cancelled. And yet we recently got word that Idris Elba, who is actually a pretty freaking awesome actor, is producing a Crunchyroll original anime. Or in this case, the term anime is loosely said because it's not really a Japanese animation. But this is like when Disney bought 20th Century Fox. We all knew Fox's Marvel division was going to stop existing and Disney's Marvel Studios was just going to be in charge of all things Marvel. But even though we all knew that, Fox still continued to develop Marvel movies that would eventually never come out, just in case the purchase wasn't approved, since they still had to do business as usual. So Crunchyroll is actually doing the same thing, but in this case we have many possibilities. We might actually say goodbye to both Crunchyroll and Funimation streaming apps individually, and we would just have one solid app with Verve, which doesn't sound bad, but since there's no competition, they can raise the price to whatever they want, and that of course is bad, you know? But of course we still have to face the dangers of losing anime Crunchyroll produces due to financial circumstances with Funimation. But that's where we are as of now. But let me know what you guys think. I want to thank you guys for watching today's video, and I would appreciate it if you have to like before you go. My name's Konjik, and I'll talk to you in the next video.
And I can say that I'm great, yeah, I can say that I'm perfect. I ain't the one that was out here saving lives, I was purchased. Now we about to take you out if you try to act toxic. I'ma send you straight up to my main man, Konjik.